Okay, let's just get real for a second. If you're here, you might feel like you're stuck in this cycle of shame and guilt. And that feeling, it can be incredibly isolating. But today, we're going to break all of that down. We're going to walk through a clear, actionable framework to help you, really break free and reclaim your life. Does that question hit home? That feeling that you're losing control over your own choices, your time, maybe even your focus? Look, the first thing I want you to hear is that you are absolutely not alone in this. This isn't some moral failing or a lack of willpower. It's something a lot of people are dealing with. And the numbers, they really back this up. A recent study found that over 10% of men and 3% of women report feeling addicted to pornography. Seeing this helps us frame it the right way. This is a widespread issue, not your own personal secret failure. So, okay, let's dive in and really understand what's happening under the hood. To actually fight back, you have to understand your opponent. And the real opponent here, well, it isn't you. It's your own brain chemistry, which has basically been hijacked by a super powerful feedback loop. It all boils down to this thing called the dopamine loop. See, every time you engage with porn, your brain gets this massive, totally unnatural hit of dopamine. It's a chemical reward that's so intense, it just overloads your brain's entire reward system. It literally trains your brain to seek out that extreme stimulation instead of genuine, real-world connection. And this is where you can really see the difference. Natural dopamine, the kind you get from exercising or just laughing with friends, it's moderate, it's balanced, it reinforces healthy things. But porn-induced dopamine, that's overwhelming. It's a fire hose. It literally rewires your brain to need more and more intense stimuli, and that almost always leads to isolation. And listen, this isn't just some abstract theory. You can actually see it. MRI scans show a direct link between excessive porn use and less gray matter in the parts of the brain responsible for decision-making. So what does that actually mean? It means it physically becomes harder to make the right choice. The impact this has on mental health is just staggering. Research from the Institute for Family Studies found that nearly 1 in 3, think about that, 1 in 3 young adults who watch porn every day report feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. This is not a harmless habit. It has a huge effect on your well-being. And it's not just about you either. The data shows that when one partner starts using porn after getting married, the probability of divorce can nearly double. This habit doesn't exist in a vacuum. It has profound, real-world consequences for your relationships. Okay, that was the heavy part, understanding the problem. But now, let's pivot to the solution. Because the good news is, there is a clear, structured path forward. There's a framework for building that freedom you're looking for. It's broken down into 3 simple phases. First up is awareness and detachment. Then we move into rebuilding and reclaiming. And finally, sustaining and thriving. It's a roadmap that takes you from just understanding the problem to building a life where it just doesn't have power over you anymore. So how do you actually start fighting back? Well, phases 1 and 2 are all about building your immediate defenses. This is where the practical, boots-on-the-ground work really begins, creating that crucial space between an impulse and your action. The very first step is awareness. You have to become a detective of your own behavior. So what are your triggers? Is it a certain time, like late at night? Or maybe it's a feeling, right? When you're stressed, lonely, or even just bored. Nailing these down is the absolute first step to taking back control. And this is so, so important. Do not try to rely on willpower alone. It's like a muscle. It gets tired. Instead, you've got to create physical barriers. Go install a content blocker on your devices. This isn't about being weak. It's about being smart. You're creating a pause, right? That vital moment where you can consciously choose a different path. Okay, so once you've created that pause, you have to fill that void with something positive. That's phase 2. The key here is to have a pre-planned replacement habit locked and loaded. So when the urge hits, instead of reaching for your phone, you do 10 push-ups, or you go for a walk, you call a friend. Every single time you choose one of these, you're not just avoiding the old thing, you are actively building and strengthening new, healthier pathways in your brain. You really have to get this into your head. You're probably gonna slip up. It happens. But a slip up is not a total failure. It's just a data point. It teaches you something new about your triggers or your strategy. The goal here isn't perfection, it's just progress. So treat yourself with some compassion and just get right back on track, immediately. All right, this final phase is where you build true long-term resilience. And let's be super clear, this isn't just about stopping a bad habit. It's about consciously designing a life that is so much better, so much more fulfilling that the old habit, well, it just can't compete. And crucially, you don't have to do this by yourself. In fact, you shouldn't. Isolation is where this habit lives and breathes. That's why building a support system is a game changer. Maybe it's a friend you trust, a mentor, an anonymous online group, or even a therapist. The point is to share your struggle, but even more importantly, to share your wins. Now, I want you to really think about this question. Seriously, the secret to long-term motivation is connecting with a purpose that is way bigger than the struggle itself. So, what is your why? What are you fighting to reclaim your life for? Maybe your why is building a truly intimate, trusting relationship. Or maybe it's about getting back the mental energy and the confidence to finally chase after your dreams. Or maybe it's as simple and as powerful as just wanting to feel fully present and alive in your own life. Whatever it is, let that purpose be your fuel. In this right here, this is the ultimate reframe. Remember, you're not just quitting something negative. You are building a life that is so rich, so connected, and so satisfying that the old isolating habit, it just has no room left to exist. The whole journey starts with a single step. So what's yours going to be?